Hi there, my name is Miss Galvan, and I am your student's AP Environmental Science teacher. So here's a little bit of information that can help you support your student this year in AP Environmental Science. So again, my name is Miss Galvan. I was born and raised in Sacramento, California, and a little bit about myself. APES is what you might hear your student abbreviate AP Environmental Science as. So APES was actually my favorite class in high school. So I took the class as a student, and it changed my direction so much that I wanted to then teach the course. So fast forward, I attended Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, where I studied biological sciences and earned my life science teaching credential. And after that, I moved to Medellin, Colombia, where I taught English as a foreign language for a year. And then I moved back to the States. And this is now my fourth year as a pirate and my third year teaching the course. So I'm very happy to be here, very thankful to be teaching here at Oceanside. When I'm not teaching, I love to travel, visit new places. I love to read, try new recipes. I'm a big baker. And I like to take my black lab Buck to the beach. So what are the goals of our course here in AP Environmental Science? My goal is to empower students to better understand the environment and their impact on it, all while developing the tools and the knowledge to design environmental solutions. Of course, another goal, since this is an AP course, is to help students pass the College Board exam in May so that they can earn college credit for the course. My expectations for students are that while your students should have shared our syllabus with you, if they did not, it can be found in Google Classroom. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Big expectation is that students are maintaining an up-to-date AP Environmental Science notebook. So you might have seen this notebook, this big fat notebook they have. This is where we keep everything for AP Environmental Science. So your student has a notebook, and the expectation is that it stays organized with the homework, classwork, labs, everything. And everything we do in the class will go in here, which at the end of the year will be a really excellent study tool as they're reviewing and preparing for the AP exam. My other expectation is that students are coming on time, ready to learn, and of course that the work they provide me is their own, that they're maintaining academic honesty. I am expecting that if your students in the course, they are taking the AP exam to earn college credit in May. And if students need help, I expect that they are asking questions during class, coming and attending tutoring, or emailing me personally so that we can help them succeed. So how is your student being graded this year in environmental science? Well, 60% of their grade is assessments. So those are frequent quizzes. Quizzes happen about every 1 to 2 weeks, as well as unit tests, which happen every 3 to 5 weeks. On top of that, they'll also be taking a final exam each semester, and all of their assessments are modeled after the AP exam questions, where they're 60% multiple choice questions and 40% free response questions. Really important is that if your student is struggling or you check their grade and it's not where you would like it to be, test corrections are the number one way for students to improve their grade in the class. So test corrections are available, and students can earn back partial points if their notebook is up to date and they come see me at tutoring to complete those test corrections. The other 40% of the class is classwork and homework. So that includes things like many labs. We've already started our eco column project, which is a long-term project that will take us through 2 months. So you can talk to your student about that. So projects, labs, simulations, case studies, current events, all of that. And that is majority made up of their notebook check and labs. So that makes up that 40% category. Something important to note is that our class is flipped. And what I mean by that is that students are doing the direct instruction on their own at home, primarily through reading the textbook, so that our class time is used to really be reserved for scientific skills. So deep diving, doing critical thinking, group work, data analysis, class discussions, etc. So while your student might not be used to doing a lot of textbook reading on their own at home, that is purposeful so that we can use our time together in class to do kind of the more challenging topics to prepare them for the AP exam. Something important to note about grading is that late work is accepted for half credit, so I always say late is better than nothing. Two websites you are probably familiar with are Google Classroom and APES. So Google Classroom is where your students and yourself can find class information. Two important things that you'll find in Google Classroom are our daily slides. So those are the slides that I project in class that show everything from the warm-up we did that day to the notes that we might have taken, any classwork that we did, what assignments we worked on. All of that, the homework, is included in the daily slides. So if your student has to miss class for sports, for quarantine, for anything at all, daily slides are the place to look to know what we did in class that day. And you can also find there the table of contents. And that way your student knows what we've added to our notebook. So you can see the date, the name of the assignment, and what page in the notebook it goes on so that students can keep their notebook organized. So those are two important documents you can find in Google Classroom, as well as our class syllabus. Lab handouts, things of that sort are stored in Google Classroom. Whereas APES is where you can find your students' grades for assignments that have been submitted, test grades, and just the overall current letter grade in the class. That's also where you can check their attendance, see their tardies, absences, things of that sort. So how can you help your environmental scientists this year? So one thing is that, as we mentioned, the AP exam is in the spring, but the deadline to pay for that exam is in the fall. We haven't received many details yet about that payment, but as soon as I know that, I will share it with students and send it to parents and guardians via email. So please make sure that your email is up to date in APES, because that's how I will be informing you about exam payment information. You can also help by encouraging your student to attend tutoring. So tutoring for me is every day at lunch. They can stop in and ask quick questions, or Tuesdays and Thursdays after school. If those times don't work, they can always email me to set up an appointment so we can find a time that works for them. You can also help by encouraging them to check Google Classroom and APES regularly, and as well as their school email. It also helps if you are doing that as well, because as I mentioned, I'll disperse important information to parents and guardians via email as well. You can also help your student by just asking them what we're learning about in AP Environmental Science, what labs we've been doing. We're almost always carrying out some investigation or project. So you can talk with them about that, talk with them about current events in the environment. All of those things will help deepen their understanding of environmental science and make it a bit more relevant to them. So please don't hesitate to keep in touch, and the best way to do that is email. So I have my email right there. I have a goal of trying to get back to parents and guardians within 2 school days, and APES connects directly to that email. So you can shoot me a message through there. And I also have my classroom phone number there. If you'd like to talk over the phone, we can do that as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and for your time and commitment to supporting your student through the challenges of this year. Please, again, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns, and thank you so much for your time.